Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Save Slot Three's Gamescast. It's episode 141.
First
It's
time he's nailed it.
2025. They'll never. I'll stick it in at the end. Boys, Happy New Year.
Botchamania.
That's a good one. One of my
-5 stars.
I wonder if that's still going because
I hope so.
this isn't a side. Obviously, I'm with Massive Das and CW Lanky. The aside is like I noticed as I was getting my plane home that WWE is obviously now on Netflix. So I did watch some stuff on the flight, and I was like, "Oh,
Nice.
they have justified my Netflix subscription for the next bit, doing Royal Rumble and WrestleMania as part of my my 10.99 Craigo, as well as Squid Game."
10.99. Let's say you need a fucking mortgage for this.
Yeah, I know.
Netflix.
But
I'm paying $17.99.
I was told when Craig told me it was going to be $17.99 to watch the Royal Rumble. Jeez. I was like, I'm cancelling my holiday.
is that like
I'm
the
going to
4K version or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the proper version.
Yeah, because I pay the first one that doesn't have ads. Because I'm not
Yeah,
1080p don't bother me. Like I'm not fussed about 1080p.
Yeah, I want HDR though, at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are one of those. You're a sicko now, Craigo. You're a
And Dolby Vision or whatever they have.
He's a visual and audio sicko. And speaking of visual and audio sickos, Pengi, are you ready for your massive 2025 news list?
Yes.
Time for some Pengles news.
There's one item of news.
A baker's dozen.
It's like there's been Christmas and New Year's and other holidays and stuff.
Shenanigans have ensued.
Yep. And the only news is January's PlayStation Plus games, which are Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remaster, and Stanley Parable. And me and Craig both have Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League physical, so at least you can jump on and play with us now, Davey.
Right, without having a physical taint anywhere around my house. Nice.
That is the one positive here.
Yeah, people have kicked off pretty hard. I saw that it's had like a record number of downvotes. The PlayStation Access video for it. Thoughts, Craigo?
Yeah, it's a month, isn't it? It's a post holiday month. I feel. I'm looking at that. I mean, the Need for Speed games, every time they come out or go into these services, I'm always like, I'm going to give it a go. And every time I'm like, this is bloody awful.
They're just so dated, because obviously it's Hot Pursuit, it's the second Hot Pursuit, isn't it? So it's the one from...
Yeah, it's not the PS2.
Yeah, so it's like, what? Is that like
one.
2009 or 10 or something like that?
Yeah,
It's not gone, it's not aged as well as you'd hope. But and obviously it's on Game Pass and EA Play already, right? It's always on sale for about £2. So yeah, so again, if you haven't played Stanley Parable, I guess, but like if you wanted to play it, I feel like you've played it, haven't you? Really?
Yeah.
And Suicide Squad, less than a year from all that hope and dreams to crushed and death, Craigo.
Yeah, I mean, even this isn't gonna, I feel, massively push the player base as a game is.
No, especially that now all the seasonal passes and stuff have all been done. Because at least if you put it on the air and go, oh, this is our year 2 plan, and you get some people jump on it and keep around, but yeah, they're not even doing that. So yeah, it's over. Might as well put it on the service now, I guess.
Yeah,
exactly.
Take whatever money you can out of Sony and run, right?
Yeah.
But there we go. So, with that out of the way, we can go on to our first topic of the show. Tots. So, boys, it was 2024. Not that long ago. Some would
2
say,
days ago.
a couple of days ago. And as part of our New Year shenanigans, we like to do all of our New Year shenanigans in the New Year, because that makes sense, Craigo, as you know. So we will be at Game Awards, the Game Awards, trademark, the Save Slot 3 Game Awards. That'll be next week. I will see if we can get the boys to suit it and boot it, get the cameras back on, maybe, who knows. But this week, the first part of our 2025 shenanigans is, of course, our very famous Backlog Challenge. So, Craigo or Pengi, are you able to remember what you were going to do in 2024 and what you managed to achieve? Craigo, could you go first if you remember your games?
I do. I don't have everyone's. I think most years I have everyone's. So I was like, you two are on your own this year. I have out of the 5, I finished 3,
It's not bad.
which isn't a disaster. What did I have? Where is my list? So the 2 that I didn't do, boys, Final Fantasy VII Remake and Horizon Forbidden West.
The longest 2, I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard now, isn't it, to fit those big old games in there now, because there is just such a relentless outpouring of big,
Content.
long AAA games now, isn't there? Now the whole beginning of the year being quiet is long dead, right?
Everybody has like 7 games a week.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal. So there, those are the two I didn't do. The 3 that I did do, Dave, was Ratchet and Clank, Kane of Riches Spirits, and Shadow of the Colossus.
Mr. PlayStation. Some call you, Craig.
Well, all 5 were PlayStation. That was the point, right, David? To get me some PlayStation games done. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for me. It's not bad.
Nice. Pengy, what about you?
My 5 were Sea of Stars, which I got 19 hours in, didn't finish.
Nice.
And it's since left Plus and stuff, so I have to either buy it in a set or buy the physical or something.
What made you stop? Out of interest, what?
I don't know, because I was playing it here and there on Portal, so nearly all those 19 hours was on Portal. I guess with just other RPGs and stuff, and like, oh, it's on Plus, I'll come back to it or something, and then like, yeah, never really did. So it's there. It's like, oh yeah, drop that because I'll go play Remake and Rebirth, I should say, and Grand Blue or whatever. Baldur's Gate 3, I didn't even touch. I put Baldur's Gate 3. I should have put Elden Ring, shouldn't I? List. Instead, yeah. So that. I think I put Like a Dragon Ishin, which I've still not played. I was gonna get to it. I sort of was gonna redo it, but I thought I better not. Make a change that I didn't do. Gravity Rush 2 was one of them, I believe. Didn't do that. I installed it, never played it. And then I finished one, and I can't even remember what it was now. What's the one I finished, Craig?
I don't know. I guess I didn't write it down for you this year.
So little hope in there.
I finished one. I can look at what I finished this year, I guess, and what was an old game, but I definitely finished one game out of my list in 2024.
He's finished something, Dave.
God, he finishes 70, 100 games a year, but not the 5 he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Well, we've made some changes for Pengy this year. Maybe we'll get onto that in a minute. And to try and help him out a bit, because his aggregate for the 4 or 5 years we've done this is not good, is it?
It's not, bless him.
No. I'm trying to figure out what I did play. I still can't really figure out what I did play. Looking at my list, to be honest, because it wasn't Remake, was it?
No. We'll take your word for it, Pengy.
Yeah, I definitely did one. Cause, yeah.
So I finished 3 of my 5, like Craig. The 3 that I finished were Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I really enjoyed, Pikmin 4, which I really enjoyed, and God of War Ragnarok, which I really enjoyed. The other 2 were Elden Ring, didn't like it, started it, just didn't like it, and Cyberpunk, which I'm still playing, which I didn't get a chance to finish because my partner surprised me with a holiday to Germany, so I can't really argue with that, can I? But she cost me the victory. No, I'm joking. But yeah, so I enjoyed that. It was a nice little swath of games, I suppose, because God of War Ragnarok and Pokemon Legends in particular were like, I think they both probably top 100 worthy, like maybe even top 50 worthy. Really enjoyed them both. Pikmin 4 was fine. It's one of those, I think, with Nintendo, sometimes you get the burnout if you've played too many Nintendo games, because they're all kind of similar in a weird way. Like, they're kind of just well-made fun games as opposed to anything deeper than that, if that makes sense. Like, Nintendo games mechanically are always like well-made, but I very rarely do am I like, oh my god, my life has been changed. Cyberpunk I'm really enjoying, actually. I think that game's great. I don't know if this was, again, like, I don't know the version of the game that you guys played, but the game it is now is like, if this was the game that came out at launch, like, 99 rated best game of all time kind of stuff. Like, it is ridiculous how good this game is on PS5 with the 2.2 update. And if I've got Phantom Liberty, I can do at any point now. Apparently, that changes quite a lot of the endings. So I was like, oh, like, yeah, great game. And Elden Ring, I can get why people like it. Just not for me. I just can't bash my head against a brick wall or follow a guide religiously. That's the two things I can't do, Craig.
No, that's not. Don't make the same mistake again this year, Dave.
Oh, and I've got to ask about Cyberpunk. You obviously, it says it does different ending. Is there anywhere in the game like, oh, you're halfway through and it goes, you like suddenly get a phone call or something like do the Phantom, where it fits in the story,
yes.
line.
So I don't want to I want to spoil it for myself or anyone else, but there's basically points in the game. So you have to do it before the point of no return. But I know it's in the game, and I think it's from pretty much from the end of the prologue. Like, there's a little bit you need to open up, and then it literally tells you like, this is a Phantom Liberty quest. It fits into the rest of your quest line. Like, it doesn't take you away to a separate bit. It's just like, here is where the Phantom Liberty stuff is. Here is the story. Here is the side quest. Blah, and then you just do it like as if it were the whole game.
Yeah, sure.
And you can obviously do it separately if you haven't got a save or whatever. But really good. If you haven't played Cyberpunk, I think people should, because it's very cheap for what you get. Like, it's like how The Witcher now, Craig. Like, if we were like, you want to get into a game, you want to lose yourself for 300 hours of pretty high quality content. You're like, okay, well, The Witcher 3 is like £6 at all times, right, in the sale. Cyberpunk is kind of getting to that with the kind of 20-ish pounds it roughly rolls around with on the consoles and Steam usually. So, yeah. But I think 3 is pretty good for me, Craig. I'm pretty pleased with that. That's better than recent years.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 3's solid, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as I get rid of these JRPGs, Craig, it suddenly works.
Yeah.
That being said, right. So we got this year's challenge. So we're gonna do some live challenges. Chris has got his own rules basically because he's failed himself so many times. So we're going to basically help him out and pick some games from a list. He's sent a fucking huge list. So Pengy, can you explain to us and the viewers what you would like us to do?
I thought you had one, Dave. I didn't realise it was free. And as I came last, I've made myself 5 categories of a Plus game, so a game on PlayStation Plus I would like to play.
Yeah.
A game I own digitally I would like to play. So I'll give you examples. So Plus, I got Callisto Protocol written down. For own digital, I've got Nobody Wants to Die written down. Physical, this is a physical game I own, written down. I've got Suicide Squad written down, but obviously it's now in Plus at the time. RPG, so RPG, these are mainly all physical games, but I've given them their own little category. So you got things like Octopath Traveler 2 in there. And then the last category, I've made PlayStation, where you have PlayStation, like first-party games such as Demon's Souls in the thing, in 5 different categories. So I'm playing a mixture of games. And as, again, I thought you had... One day, Dave, it's so you would pick a category first. So you would pick, let's say, Plus, and you would pick one of those games in there I want to play.
Yeah.
Then Craig would go next with physical. Let's say he picks physical. Then back to you, Dave, to RPG. And then so you basically both pick 2 games each, and I pick a game as well. So picking 5 games, sort of thing. But obviously, you both got equal. So I don't know if you want to talk it out and which category you want to pick first.
I mean, are you happy just to do it as we were going to do it anyway, Craig?
Yeah, well, man.
I already know the category I want to do, so... So you ready, Pengy? Should we start with you? We'll just do your 5. Yep. So the category... Yeah?
Yeah.
So the category I'm going to pick for you, Chris, is PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to finally finish Days Gone.
He's not going to do it, though.
It is a zombie game, a PlayStation first-party zombie game that Dave hates zombies. Beringer has finished, so I think you'll. You
gotta remember, these are games that he's actually, we're trying to help him out today.
Yeah, but if you look at the rest of the list, though, Craig, there's a racing game, a remastered game he's already finished. I feel like The Last Guardian's kind of bad, and then I'm like, you're gonna play Demon's Souls anyway, I think. because it's pro.
Possibly.
It's pro in it as well.
Yeah.
And Tearaway is a funny one because I like Tearaway, but it's a much better game on Vita than it is on PS4. Much better game on Vita. There you go, Craigo.
So, I'll take the second category then. And I think I'll just say Immortality.
I have no idea what that game is. Can you explain to me
That
what Immortality
is
is?
the what's the guy's name, Pengy?
And Barlow.
That's it. It's the Sam Barlow game.
And
It's very. This is the game.
And the actress. Who's the actress again?
Oh, I can't remember her name. This is the game.
Gage or something. It's a French name.
Yeah, this is the one that came out a couple of years ago, and it was the most Pengles game ever. It reviewed amazingly well. There's a lot of talk about. I think Kind of Funny did a really good spoiler cast about it as well.
Mm-hmm. They did. They had her on and Sam Barlow on, and they played games as well. And yeah, it was some anniversary, wasn't it? As well, they played the whole thing as well. And Craig, him, and her.
But Dave, this is one of those moments where Chris Bengelli has had to spite himself because this was originally only on Xbox and it was a day one Game Pass. So Pengy refused to play it, refused to acknowledge its existence. So I think it's time. You're gonna love this, Pengy. This is incredible. You're gonna. So yeah, I think it's time, Pengy. You need to right that wrong.
I did really like her story. I did play War Games, I think it's called, which he wrote but isn't one of his. I played that, but never played Telling Lies and haven't played this. So
Telling Lies is really good, but yeah, this is even better, way better.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Back to you then, Dave.
I'm trying to think. There's so many tasty choices, Craigo. Plus games. Let's have a look. I mean, there's that's a good game. It's not too long. Go with that. But also, that's one of the few games I know Craig's actually played stuff in that category, so he can help. Let's go. Let's get the dreaded JRPG RPG bit out of the way. Of those, I think the only one you're gonna play is Fantasian, so we're gonna go with Fantasian.
Sure. I know you was talking about this from work, and I think you said not Persona 3 Reload because I was going to play Metaphor, and they're going to be pretty.
Yeah, there's no way you'll do Reload this
year.
Yeah,
no, mine was going to be Unicorn Overlord for that, just because it's Sega. Yeah. But yeah, there's no way you'll play Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor in the same year as well.
No.
Yeah, so Craig, you've got plus or physical, how?
Okay. The physical one's weird, Pen, because you've got some bad games in there. Like Tachia's not a good game. You don't want to play that. I don't want to give you that. It's a road flight 40 minutes long as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit silly, isn't it?
So we're going to take Chia off. We're going to get rid of road flight. Give you less options.
Although...
Question for you, Pengy. Sonic X Shadows Generations, if Craig picks that, is that both games or just Shadow Generations?
That would be both games, because yeah, I did have started Shadow. I have done the first 2 levels of whatever you want to of zones. So I haven't done a huge lot, but I have played that. I haven't touched any of the Sonic side of it.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like Pacific Drive, so I'm not going to make you play that. I'm going to go Lollipop Chainsaw, Pengy. I think you should play Lollipop Chainsaw Repop.
What game? Yeah. And there you go, Pengy. You can pick your plus/subscription game.
Any thoughts from you two from there? Because I know you're big fans of
Mafia. Yeah, Mafia's the one that's jumping out at me, if I'm honest. Because it's about...
That might be a rare game that all 3 of us love.
Yeah, because it's not very long, and it's quite linear. So it's a really good game. It's not. I think obviously, what would you say, Craig? 6-7 hours?
Yeah, maybe 10. It's weird because it's technically an open world game, but it's not. It's completely linear.
Yeah,
really.
It's basically the post game is when it becomes open world. when you finish it, like, oh, if you want to go and do the rest of the shit, you can. It's basically what happens.
Yeah. Dino Crisis in there because I know when it came to Flash, Craig said I'll never play it and it's gonna thing. So I thought that's why I put that there. Crystal Protocol is a weird one because it's obviously not meant to be that great, but obviously got the big Pro update. I think Path of the Goddess is the other one that's really like sort of tempting here and stuff. Which thing? But yeah, let's go for Mafia, as you both seem to agree on that, and everyone likes it. And I have recently downloaded it. So my 5 for this year are Mafia Definitive Edition, Immortality, Lollipop Chainsaw Repot, Fantasian, and Days Gone.
That's a doable list in fairness to you,
I think
Pengy.
it's a pretty
Yeah, I
decent list.
think
There's no horror shows there.
Fantasian, I think, would be the longest, and Days Gone, obviously, yeah, it's a PlayStation game, and it's third person, action adventure, so it should be my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Right, Craigo. Let's get your 5 on the way, boy.
So my this year, boys, because normally I have to shenanigate my list, right?
Yes.
So I don't buy that much stuff. So I normally have to do subscription services or games I don't even own. But I did actually on Black Friday have a little bit of a blowout and bought 4 games, boys.
Whoa. It's not like you at all, Craigo.
No, so I thought, well, just do those 4. That makes sense, right?
Yes.
So those 4 were Alan Wake 2,
Okay.
which I've been saying literally since it came out that I'd need to play, and I just never have. And I do have obviously the Ultimate whatever it was called edition, so I've got both the DLCs as well. So that's lovely, jubbly. Space Marine 2. Destroy All Humans 2, which I played the original of years ago and absolutely loved. When I say the original, I mean the remake of the original.
Yeah.
And the 4th one was Lost Judgment, which I bought digitally, and I do also have the DLC for that as well, so it probably will include the DLC.
Chris is playing all the number 2s.
Yes, essentially. And then as the 5th, I'm thinking I should go again with the whole PlayStation like games I haven't played malarkey to keep that train rolling, right? I don't really want to put the 2 that I didn't do last year. As much as I do still want to play them, it's just realistically trying to squeeze them in really hard. So I'm gonna put The Last of Us Part 1 as the 5th, boys.
Oh, nice.
So I do also want to watch that TV show as well. So getting through that would be handy. And we've talked many times about I've never played a Naughty Dog game, so should really include a Naughty Dog game in there, I feel.
Yeah, it's a very doable list as well. Like that's
What, 20 hours at the most? I think it took me 26, and that was to going mopping up all the collectibles with the platinum and stuff. But yeah, so
Lost Judgment would be the longest one because I don't know how long it is, but Infinite Wealth was pretty much 80 hours for me, and then you got the DLC as well. So yeah.
RGG don't tend to make short games.
No.
And then the short games are still like 20 hours, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, Craigo. Right, the dreaded Dave list, I suppose. This was actually really difficult for me this year because I looked at what I played in 2024 and I finished 28 games that were from games before 2024.
Nice.
So like a lot of the games, although I didn't obviously finish Elden Ring or Cyberpunk, I played a lot of games that I had been meaning to get to. So stuff like GTA 4 and Arkham Asylum that I hadn't played. Perfect backlog shenanigans, Craig, but I finished them already. So my list is basically the only rule I have is I wanted multiple places to play the games because obviously selling and buying and all that shit happens to me every year, and I only wanted one game from last year because I didn't no offense to your list, but I didn't want to have just that I hadn't bought games. You know what I mean? I want it to be actual games that are sat here in my backlog. I was like, I want to finish them. So the one game from 2024, boys, is the first. Might be the first duplicate we've had on here, and that is Fantasian, because I also have it, but I have it on Switch. So that's the one really quote unquote long JRPG, though I don't think it's that long. Is it, Pengy? I think it's like 30.
Yeah, I've seen. So I thought it was quite short, and then apparently that was one, and then they did the Act 2 thing, and it goes all. That's when it goes open world or something. You can make that game like ridiculously long if you want to, or like if you just like go in the main story isn't that long, sort of thing. I think it might be like 30 plus
Yeah.
just the main story and stuff. But if you wanted to do the side quests and the open worldy bit and stuff, I reckon you can push 60.
Nice. Nice. Well, again, for a handheld, it's not too bad, right?
No. You're not playing it on Mac?
No, not playing it on.
Apple
Playing it
Arcade?
on Switch. Playing it on Switch. So game number 2, Craigo. This is one for you. Doom 2016.
Great shit.
Game I've recommended to many people and never actually played a minute of myself. So actually, I played the beta for the multiplayer. That's all I've played of Doom. But yep. So Doom 2016. Again, I own that in multiple ways and multiple places to do it. So we'll do that. And to follow suit with a similar type of game, a game I started last year but didn't play more than the opening bit, but I did enjoy it. I just had other stuff to play, and that's Rise of the Tomb Raider, the second one, because I haven't played the third one at all. So I want to play the second one. Again, I own it on multiple things. But what year was that? Was that 2014, 15, Pengy?
The first one 2015, so what's going to be 2 or 3 years later, so...
Yeah, because it came to 360 as well. That's what confuses me.
Yeah. Yeah, so it might be like 2016. Yeah, because 360 would have been still sort of kicking around, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Nice. And so the next two are definitely going to be some of the more out there games on our lists, but it's two really big games that I somehow have never played. Okay, so the first one is Half-Life 2, which I own on...
Are you planning to play this? Are you planning to play this through the Mac, or are you planning to play it on Orange Box? Or...
So I own it on Mac, and I own it on original Xbox. So it'll be
Okay.
will be one of the two. I own it physically on the original Xbox, and I have it on... I own all the Valve games on Steam, because they pretty much give them away, don't they? So I played the first one not that long ago. So I was like, okay, right, Half-Life 2. Now, you ready for the big one, Pengy?
Yeah.
I toyed with the idea of a Persona, a Metaphor. I toyed with the idea of Nier Automata, but it's not time to give Craig that yet. Craig doesn't deserve us to play Nier until he
fucking asshole.
Until he is willing to play Sleeping Dogs, I am not willing to move upon 2B's bottom.
A great bum.
It's a great bum. But what I have picked, Pengy, is a game that is often considered the greatest JRPG of all time. That somehow I haven't played. I don't think you've played it either, because its European release is terrible. But I have owned it since 2021 on my Steam account, and I have not played it.
West?
It is close, Craigo. It is Chrono Trigger. So I think it's finally time, Pengy, to play Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger, Craig, is a collaboration of essentially the creators of Final Fantasy, the creators of Dragon Quest, and the guy that did Dragon Ball Z. It came out in 93 or 4, but it never made it to Europe. So it came out on DS, and it came out on Steam, mobile, recently. I have access to the DS version, Pengy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And
I owned it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really expensive now. But I have access to that on an actual DS, or I can play the Steam version that I've owned for a while. So yeah, that's my list. I think it's relatively sensible, and it's a nice change of games. But I think if there's a year where we should finish all 15 of these games, boys, I really think looking at this list, it's this year.
Look at you. I don't think you'll play. It's one of the JRPGs you drop. I'm not sure which one of the two. I think you'll finish 4 or 5. I think it's one of the JRPGs.
Nah, you got to believe, Pengy. You got to believe.
Yeah.
Got to believe.
Yeah. Craig, I think I'll finish all 5 of his.
Craig could finish all 5 of his by fucking March, I think.
Yeah, it just depends what comes out and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you picking up?
I am on holiday now, boys. So
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Are you
standard
picking?
Craig Warren shenanigans.
Yeah, it's just like, are you picking up Dynasty Warriors Origins, for instance?
I don't know because I enjoyed the demo, but like it just seemed really hard, and I was like, I don't know if I want it to be this like difficult.
Yeah. And then obviously February, tons of games. I guess you're playing
Yeah,
like Avowed because Game Pass and
yeah,
Yakuza and stuff like that. That could be the problem. There's a lot of games coming.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
yeah. I run.
January is probably the time for me, in honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think the same. I think my most probably problem too are the Fantasian and Days Gone. So I think it's just how does Fantasian actually play in Days Gone. I think the other three I think are very likely to get because Lollipop Chainsaw is not long at all. So, yeah, I think that.
yeah. It's funny because I look at mine and I think of the five, the least likely is probably Half-Life 2. I think the
Yeah, it could
rest,
be very dated.
you're
That's the
right,
thing.
but the rest of them, like Doom, I've wanted to play for a couple of weeks now, and I've held off for this episode. So
Hmm.
I'm not that far from the end of Yakuza Kiwami. So probably that'll probably replace that in its time. Cyberpunk's still getting trucked on, obviously. But yeah, obviously we'll talk about that when we talk about what we've been buying and playing, which we will do next, so we can spend the last bit dragging out the Fantasy Critic. But yeah, good lists, boys, good lists. So let's do what we've been buying and playing, just to break up the tots a bit. We'll start with the biggest of dogs, Chris Pengelly. What have you bought? What have you played over the Christmas and New Year period?
Together. So one of my pickups in, I guess you want to call it the January sale, but I bought it on Boxing Day, thing, and I haven't started it yet, but it is here. It's Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition on PS5. Um, I did look, see how much it was digital. It was 23 quid for the base game, and Phantom Liberty wasn't on offer. Um, the physical was £25, so it was £2 more, and you get both thing. And Phantom Liberty on its own is £20. So if I look at it, I got Phantom Liberty and bought the base game for a fiver, or I paid £2 more and I got that thing, and I got physical. So once I do refinish it and play it, I can sell the physical on. Phantom Liberty is a code in the box though on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is now just Cyberpunk 2077, but it is 2.0 on the disc, and there's an update for 2.2. And I played it at launch, like 1.0 on Series X. So for me, like when we talk about it, what we've been playing and stuff, like, oh yeah, it's now on 2.2. I'm playing on like the different console. Like, what's been all the changes and stuff like that? 2 years later and stuff. Does it actually feel like a completely different game? Because I didn't have that many problems when I played on the Series X. I think I had one sort of bug or something, and it was actually after you met Kojima. I was like in the elevator or something going up, like like we just got froze to the ground. Otherwise, it was fine. So that was one. Another one is my limited run copy of Beyond Good and Evil 20th anniversary of PS5 arrived after like 6 months. Because I ordered that game whenever they announced it, um, which is months and months ago. Like I remember it was my third most played game on Xbox last year, and it came out June or July. So yeah, limited run do normally take a long time to ship out their games. Like why I never really order anything from them, but that did arrive on the PS5. People were already trying to sell it for silly money on eBay. Sealed. I unfortunately had to open mine because the disc was rattling around inside. It was very annoying. It does have a little manual though, Dave.
Hell yeah.
Yes, yeah, so that's good. Great game. So that's my two pickups I haven't played. Then for Christmas, I got Black Myth Wukong, and I have played some Black Myth Wukong on PS5. I've played the prologue and chapter one, and I think that's actually about 5 hours. I think the game's got 6 chapters. It's about 20 odd hours long, so it's like 3.5 hours a chapter or something like that. I've only done the first one though. Pretty good game. It's pretty linear as well. It's just like you just follow the like sort of path. It's not big open world like an Elden Ring, for instance, and sort of thing. Yeah, it's not even like I guess Dark Souls, because I always got lost in the Dark Souls game. There's a famous stream of me playing Dark Souls 2 and like Luke and Andy and stuff all in the chat, and I'm like, where are you going, Mass? It's like and stuff, because I was getting lost. But like this is like really like follow the path, batter the enemies along the way, and it's not that hard from what I've played so far. Either again, I've only done chapter 1, so maybe it does get much harder. I think I might have died with the third boss. There's a lot of boss fights. Then you get like a cutscene and stuff like the third boss or something a couple of times. But yeah, like the last boss in chapter 1 was like beat him like first go and stuff. I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem too difficult. Maybe like Elden Ring practice got to use, or it's just isn't the Souls like it is more like God of War or whatever or Devil May Cry, what they were kind of saying. Does have the respawning enemies though. If you do go to it's more like shrines than like a bonfire, and you can buy stuff and that. So it does have the respawning enemies if you go to them. You don't lose your like souls. I can't remember what they're called. This. So if you die, you don't actually lose them. You keep going. You keep them so you can keep leveling sort of up in that if you want to. But that's it on PlayStation. No retro, no Nintendo, nothing like that. And then on PC, guys, on PC, because I bought a new laptop. It's one of my other pickups. I have a new laptop, which is what I'm using to talk to you now.
How much was this laptop, Panky?
A few pennies.
I can imagine.
Yeah, a few pennies. And I've
Well,
been
like, wait. You do prices right here. 600, Dave. What do you reckon? More or less?
More.
Oh, really? Right. But I think is it more or less?
More.
Okay, Dave, give him a number.
799.
Hanky, more or less.
Slightly more.
Oh, fuck me. 849.
Yes.
Crikey.
Is that all, Penge? You should have got two.
Yeah, so I should have got two. Yes, so I got a new laptop. My old one was actually dying, so I did need a new one. Did I need one this fancy? That could be the question. Thing, not that I didn't need a laptop. But anyway, I got a new laptop, and I've been playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on it. And yeah, that game it's pretty great. It's in the even title. Yeah, and it makes sense why we're doing our Game of the Year awards in January, because that game came out mid-December and it's pretty good. It's like you should do your shows after the year's gone, because if the game's pretty good, it can get the recognition, can it, Craig?
It makes sense.
It does make sense. The only thing is Craig won't like is I'm just mainlining the game. Side quest? What's the side quest, Craig? Or field
I actually
work,
don't know how you even do it, because like some of them are so tied in. Yeah, the field works. There's only like, I don't know, like maybe 10 across the whole game, if that.
Mm-hmm.
And they are so like tied in and good. So yeah, you're missing out there, thank you.
Saying that, I did do one last night because I had to have something and I didn't have the something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I had to go do the field work. Yeah, thing.
You've done the most, like, probably done the worst one.
Yeah, because you didn't get that much information or anything from it. Sort of thing. Yeah, really enjoying it. I am not that far off the end. I think it's mostly the only game that I'm going to finish between now and when we do the Game Awards, our Game Awards, that I will finish. That's going to be eligible for it. But yeah, pretty good. I don't know if you've actually played any of it, Dave.
I've played the intro.
Yeah, you should get on it.
Yeah, again, I wasn't planning to go away, so it was a surprise.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's it. I've been playing 2 games, and I got distracted by Indiana Jones, why I've not played more Black Myth really, because it's very very good.
An important thing to add, Pengy, because obviously you've bought the laptop.
Yeah.
What does it mean for other things?
The Xbox is gone because the laptop is now an Xbox, because this is an Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many months did the old S last for you, Pengy?
I think it was 6 or 7. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go, Craig. Pengy is one of those sickos now.
Are you at least plugging this onto your telly so you can play it on your telly?
So yes and no. So yesterday I did play Indiana Jones on the telly, but I thought I was on the end of the Vatican. I don't think that's a huge spoiler saying that. I thought it was near the end of the Vatican, so I just loaded it up and played it on the map. Then I ended up playing like 5 hours straight of Indiana Jones on the actual laptop, and I did try to play it with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I can't play it with mouse and keyboard. That's just a step too far. That is.
Because I imagine
like,
your laptop screen is probably what, like HDR, a higher refresh rate, right? Probably.
Yeah, it's 144 frames a second.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it's also like what, 16 inches?
17.3.
God, the idea of you sat there like, God, this is the sickos, isn't it? Like crouched over your laptop with your controller in your hands, whilst your massive TV is right there, Peggy. That is proper PC. Yeah.
I thought I was near the end, so I just grabbed my controller. I was like, all right, I'm just going to finish this quickly. I won't bother plugging the laptop in. And next minute, it's like, I've played this for like 5 hours now. I'm in like where the next place and stuff, and not like spoil it. And I'm in the next place running around and stuff like that. So yeah. And like I said, I did try it with mouse and keyboard, and using WASD to like walk forward and stuff just still feels so wrong.
I argue this with my PC friends all the time, and I'm like, I can low-key understand the mouse. The mouse makes sense to me, but it's like playing it with a D-pad. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if it was like, so I've always said that I've maintained, and people can call me a madman, Craigo, but if I were to be a dirty, full-on PC player, give me a joystick, like a flight stick, in my left hand as the movement, and then a mouse. That is the optimal way to play.
Or a controller.
No. If you're gonna be a sicko, you got to be a real sicko, okay? But I mean, yeah, I'm obviously all three of us would pick a controller. I'd pick playing on a fucking fight stick over playing mouse and keyboard. I think I'd pick a Guitar Hero controller.
Yeah, so where's the Guitar Hero controller?
Yes, I have downloaded a few things on the old Xbox Game Pass on the PC. Which one of them was Path of the Goddess, which I haven't played any of. The other one is Asian Mythology, which obviously makes more sense with a mouse and keyboard.
It does.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, there is some, like, to get away from the joke, there is some quite a lot of Game Pass PC stuff that isn't on.
Oh yeah, I can play Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Yeah, and you can obviously now play the Battle.net stuff, so you can play what the fuck are these games called? Here we go, StarCraft and Warcraft. You can get all of your stuff for the Riot games like I did, so you can get like skins for League of Legends and TFT and all that jazz. You can be a full-on sicko now, basically, is what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna suddenly download League of Legends.
You say that, Chris, but 6 months ago, would you have bought a laptop?
He bought a game laptop last time, didn't he? So
yeah. How many games did you get to on that laptop?
Many. So it was pretty old when let's say I had it for 5 years.
I'm just saying finished, okay, not like played. And Football Manager doesn't count.
Okay, so I was going to say there's 5 years of Football Manager.
Yeah, because Football Manager doesn't count.
I remember before you bought it, Valorant was the big thing. I've got to buy it. I want to play Valorant, and I was like, Penguins, you are not going to play Valorant. And you kept on going on about Valorant. You're like, oh no, I really want to play Valorant. So I need a PC. And I was like, oh, Penguins.
Yeah.
You don't play any Valorant, Dave. That was the spoiler of that.
Yeah. I've played a few weird indies on Steam, like look up the seeding game. Like last year or the year before? And then my old laptop was pretty old by then because I had a 1050 in it. Now the 50 series is coming out, so it shows you how old that was. But again, I think now this is my Xbox. This is an Xbox. Like Avowed I am playing on PC. So
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
I get 60 frames over instead of that 30 frames? That's the question.
Yeah, and it's one of those, like, it's obviously a discussion we'll probably have throughout the year, as I think the chips are moving around, the pieces on the board are moving around now for what it looks like from the ecosystem perspective for stuff like Xbox and Steam and the PlayStation and that, right? And obviously Nintendo have got a new console, blah blah blah. So I think as this year goes by, we'll probably see um, which way it goes. I think it's interesting that you and Craig, for example, have the two most opposite Xbox experiences, really, and I wonder how that affects what you can and can't play at the moment, because they're not. I don't think they're interlocked enough yet. Like I feel like if Xbox wants to go fully into this, like, I'm an Xbox, I think you should be able to play all of your Xbox games on PC and all of your Xbox games on cloud. So like you should be able to download 360 games, for example, and play them on your PC. But that's a greater discussion, Pengy, for a bigger topic. So is that you done, or are you going to do your? By the way, I've bought 6 Vita games and a Wii game.
It will also say most of my gaming will still be on the good old PS5
Oh yeah,
game
I have
console.
no doubt that you're going to break 1,000 hours on PlayStation this year.
With Monster Hunter Wilds, for instance, Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Jumpin' Churro 6.
I'm trying to think what's coming out in March. Split Fiction, so that's like a game a month already playing on the old thing. But like I said, Avowed January. I'm not January, February. Gonna play that on this laptop thing. Maybe I can pick my dialogue choices with my mouse. Oh well.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So you done, Pengy?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do mine next, and then we can round out on Craig before we get to the fancy Craig. So for my pickup, so as Pengles has reminded me, I've got a headset, so it should sound slightly different, maybe slightly better. It's a SteelSeries, Craigo. It's a sexy piece of kit. It's got 7.1. It's got 3D audio. You both sound beautiful in it right now.
Excellent.
There we go. That's what we want, right? So games, I've got 4 Christmas games, and they're all physical. So Fantasian was the first one. I got like a gift card, and it was kind of between that and Mario and Luigi Brothership. And I think Fantasian is the better reviewing game and is a bit different because I think, as we've talked about, there's a lot of Mario RPGs, and I've kind of played them all. So I'm kind of like, we'll wait until Mario and Luigi, because sometimes Nintendo games drop to like the £35 range on Amazon, because obviously you get your money back as well, because they never drop in value after that. So I might wait and get that. But I fancied Fantasian. I love Mistwalker. I love the games that Sakaguchi did post Final Fantasy X. So like I love Lost Odyssey. If there was a game that I wish Xbox would do a remaster of or a remake of, so that the likes of Craig could play it, is Lost Odyssey. Is a fantastic game. Same with Blue Dragon. So quite excited to play that for fantasy.
Did Last Story, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I never got to play Last Story because again I wasn't a Wii sicko.
No,
it was never on the Wii. The Wii's probably we've talked about it before, me and you, many times, but the Wii's a bit of a black spot for me on Nintendo. It's not something I played a lot of. And then we've got a little fucking grouping of Sega games. So I've got Sonic and Shadow Generations, which I have started. I did the first up to the second boss of Sonic. And Sonic Generations is a game I've played before. Sonic Generations is a funny story. It's a story that my friends tell me all the time. Do you remember Love Film, Craigo?
Is that the ones that used to send you the films in the post?
And they became Amazon Video. So when I finished uni, I lived with like 4 of my friends in this 5-bedroom like house in Newport. When we were all game developers, and this is a funny street because that street had like 4 or 5 game studios on it. It was kind of like a random like indie street that did some quite big games in the end. I think what's he called? Biffle lived there. The Thomas Was Alone guy. He lived on that street, and Cube developers, Dan DeRocha and Hugh was made. There was all like we all lived at this like one street in Newport. It was brilliant. It was cheap. But one of my friends had a Love Film account, and he was like, you would basically rent the like new games when they came out, and they'd send them like pretty much the day they came out. But I remember he rented Sonic Generations for us. And I started it in the morning. Then my friends went to work, and when they got home, I was doing the final boss. Like I sat there, and I think it was 5 hours straight, and I got like the whole game done. So, yeah, it's one of those. I've always loved that game. But yeah, I've played quite a lot of that, and I played some of the Shadow levels, probably the same amount as Pengy. It's funny how they've made Sonic this good, and they continually make him not this good, because it's really good. Sonic Generations, really, really, really good. So there we go. The other two pickups, I got Metaphor ReFantasio. Haven't touched it yet. I've installed it. Obviously, I've been away. Craig talking really highly of it really blows my mind, because obviously when me and Chris started this podcast, one of the reasons we started this podcast in 2016, I think. Was it 16? Yeah, fucking hell, we're old, Pengy. Was Persona 4 Golden. I remember we had a big chat about it when we were sort of just becoming friends. We started the podcast to talk about PlayStation Vita more than anything. So it's funny it's all come back around now. And Craig, from the starting point, like I'd love to go back and listen to the first Craig episode, and listen to the games you were playing to now, because I think since Game Pass has become a thing, you have blossomed into a beautiful flower, Craigo, that plays pretty much everything now. I don't really think there's too many genres you haven't dipped your little toe into.
Roguelikes and fucking Souls-likes. Yes, they can burn in hell, Dave.
Roguelike's funny because
in hell.
Because roguelike is fine in a context of a better genre. So, like, for example, I really enjoyed Balatro because that works. It's a card game. It's like supposed to be quick, but like I don't get it for like Dead Cells. I'm like, why would you play half of the game, or like Returnal and then turn around and go back, right? But yeah, Souls, like, I don't think you'll ever like fully. There's the Jedi.
Fully?
Well, there's the
Jedi games.
Right, that's what I mean. It's like, so if they, what I mean is, Craig, if they turn around and the Jedi team made Lord of the Rings one, you'd play it.
Oh yeah.
But you know what I mean? But like,
I trust Respawn, and that's it. That's the only people I trust with that shit.
I still think I've said this to you, Dave. I reckon you would like Stellar Blade.
Who, me?
No, Craig. I reckon.
I really didn't like Stellar Blade, but I played the demo. Like, I thought it was way more Soulsy.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Of the Souls games, I would probably recommend Lies of P the most.
Yeah, see, out of the ones I've played of Elden Ring, I've played all the Souls, Dark Souls a bit, and Bloodborne a bit, and Rise of the Ronin. That I reckon Stellar Blade would be the one for Craig. I
like the Craig that plays turn-based JRPGs, so I'm happy to live in that world, Craig, if you are. Yes, what was I saying? And the other game I got was Epic Mickey Rebrushed, Craig.
Which is the guys just did the guy just announce another game?
Yes.
And it didn't look very good. What was that?
I can't remember. It looked a little bit like multiplayer Dishonored.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
No, that was it.
Hasn't made.
Was it like a Robin Hood sort of game?
He hasn't made a good game since Epic Mickey, to be fair, in 2009.
Okay.
But everyone talks really high. I mean, I've played a little bit of the original game, and everyone talks. Really
it looks
high
really good. To be fair.
It was again. It was a present from my mother because she went to Disneyland Paris. So nice. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll happily play it. So I don't think it's not a long game. I'm quite looking forward to play it. I like a 3D platformer, Craig. It's nice, isn't it, just to play your 6 or 7 hours and get it done. And yeah, it's, you know, I mean, kind of. And I like the games, kind of like you are with Destroy All Humans, like this THQ level, like shenanigans every now and then. Where you play a SpongeBob game, you're like, oh, it's fun. You know what I mean? It's not gonna again change your world, but it's fun. But yeah, that was my pickups. As for what I've played, in addition to Sonic and Shadow Generations, the PS5 has been used for lots of Cyberpunk 2077. Very much lost in the world. I'm doing as many side quests as I can. There's a lot now. I'd say I'm 33 hours in, according to my game save. We've talked about it already. Fantastic game. Highly recommend it. And it will keep metaphor away for the time being, I think. Sonic's a different type of game, so I don't mind that. But yeah, I'm enjoying Cyberpunk. So we'll continue with that. I haven't played anything on Xbox. Just haven't got round to it. I don't have an active Game Pass subscription currently, but I will get it to play Indiana Jones probably when I get done with the rest. But like we say, there's so many games to play. It is the problem about owning everything. So it's like, okay, that's not that important right now. And then on Switch, we finally played some more Super Mario Party Jamboree, me and Chloe. you'll be shocked here, Craig. It's fucking fun, especially when you drink. But yeah, it's good shit. If you like Mario Party, the new one is great. It's the best one I've played. And
Did Peach kick your ass again?
no, we use Donkey Kong and Birdo as our CPUs, and we have horrific nicknames for them that I can't say on a recorded podcast. But yeah, no, that's the two we always play against. And move on very quickly. And the last game I've been playing is Yakuza Kiwami, Craigo. Still hitting that like a ton of bricks. I play it any chance I get. I accidentally left my Switch at my in-laws when I went on holiday, so otherwise I would have played some on the plane, but I played some when I was waiting there. Again, around the 20-hour mark now. I don't think story-wise there's much left, but I'm doing like hella Pocket Circuit and Mezu King and the arcade games and stuff, and like doing the side stuff, the sub-story. So, fantastic game. Really recommend it to absolutely everyone. I know it's not in English, Craigo, but it's a good game. Get over it. Learn Japanese, you little bitch. But yeah, great game. And I recommend it to the Switch owners if you can't play anywhere else. But yeah, that's what I've played. I did my anticipated video for 2025. I know that's caused some eye rolls, whatever in it, but I don't think much is going to change in the next couple of months. I think it's going to be this massive list of backlog that I have. I kind of feel like Fantasian and Metaphor alone would take up 3 to 6 months of my life, Craigo. So I won't worry about buying anything else. Is basically what I'm saying. I also play a lot of Football Manager. I suppose I should probably say that because that's technically a game I've played, right, Pengy? And as I now own an 1860 Munich shirt, I did start an 1860 Munich save from the Bundesliga dry this morning, Craig, and I didn't realise that they had dropped this low and are as bad as they are. But is there anything I can't do with a big number 10 and a corner tactic? No, there isn't. So, yeah, that's what I played.
Did they share a stadium?
So obviously I've literally been to the museums, Craig. So they shared the Olympic Stadium with Bayern up until 2005 when they both moved into the Allianz.
I thought they both were in the Allianz. Yeah.
And then about 5 or 6 years ago, when they really dropped, they basically went back to the original stadium that both the Munich teams played in, and like did it up a little bit. So they play in like a 16,000 all-seater in the third tier. Yeah, really. So to talk about my holiday a little bit before we get to Craig, going to the Allianz, Craig, it is a massive stadium with a huge, really well done museum that was very interesting.
Even on the telly from the outside, it looks like
it's stunning. So did I send you guys the picture of it, because it was like very cold. It was like frozen over, like icy all around. Like you can get a train, it's like a big run up, like walk up to it. Like, it was a very impressive stadium, the Allianz. But going to the Olympic Stadium where they used to play, so it was for the site of, I think it was the Olympics, maybe 82. Or 76, something like that. So it's a massive Olympic complex. So it has like the rest of the like Olympic of like village stuff. So it has like the pool and all that. And walking around that stadium was incredibly impressive. This big open, like, you know, like the old European stadiums, Craig, from the 90s that had the running tracks. If you remember, like Juventus used to play in like a run.
Yeah, all the fucking Italian teams did it.
Yeah, like they're all ex-Olympic stadiums, right? That's probably why. But yeah, it was really impressive going there and seeing all of that. And I was like, wow. And then obviously to go to when 1860 Munich play now, I saw a shirt and I was like, I've got to buy it. I was like, it's blue. My five-a-side team wears blue, so when I've lost a little bit of timber from Christmas, we can wear that. But yeah, really, it was a good trip, and Football Manager has been the beneficiary of it, Pengy, because I will probably play another 40 and 50 hours of Football Manager before the new one comes out, and I'll inevitably buy that as well. But there we go. So,
question, Dave.
Yes, my friend.
How do you plan to play Yakuza 2 then? If you like, well, I guess Kiwami 2, because that got remastered, didn't it, as well? How do you plan to play that then? If you'd like, are you going to play on PC, Mac?
I think it depends on what the sitch is. So, like,
Steam Deck.
If it
wink, wink.
I don't own a Steam Deck yet. It depends what happens. Like, so if to be completely candid, like I said in that video, if the Switch 2 gets announced and comes out in April and it's $399 and they put in loads of games on it, like all the Yakuza games, then I'll play it on that because I'll probably end up buying that. But equally, you can play Kiwami 2 on Game Pass. Yeah, I think it's on PS Plus as well. Like, if I want to play it, the Kiwami games aren't that long. They are about the same length as the of Gaiden that me and Craig played. So it's kind of just like, yeah, I'd kind of play it anywhere. It's difficult with Yakuza because it's just such a fucking well-made game that it works perfectly in handheld. So like, obviously I've got the Portal, I can play it on my PlayStation as well and play it that way. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd love to have the time to just play all the Yakuza games because they're all great. But it's just, I mean, just enough hours in the day. Like, I want to be caught up to play like a pirate, but I'm not going to be caught up. I've got two 90-hour games to play. Yeah, I ain't going to get that done in the month before the game comes out. So, but yeah, who knows, Pengi? We'll see. Like I said, when I inevitably buy or sell something stupid like me and you are prone to do, Pengi, you'll hear about it on the podcast. And Craig can roll his eyes. Maybe we'll make a GIF that we can play of just Craig rolling his eyes at shenanigans that we do.
I believe we've gone back to the Steam Deck. I believe we've ended up back here again.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not buying anything at the minute. I ain't got any money, so I won't. If I make a stupid decision, Craig, it would be months of planning. But if you watch my video, you'll understand my reasoning of why I would buy a Steam Deck. Because again, it's the ramblings of a madman, but equally,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't know if I can. Your choose madness is.
Yeah, but again. I'm not going to hide from the madness. I know what I am, but it's fun. Isn't it? It's content, Craig. You enjoy the content. I'm glad that you've joined us now. You know, you're buying and selling PS4s and Switches, so you're only one step away from a VR headset. I'm just saying. Chloe said to me the other day, because obviously I sold the Quest 2, because obviously.
But you sold it.
Yeah, I told you that. I was on the podcast. They discontinued it, didn't they? They were like, we're not doing it anymore. So I sold it for the exact amount I paid for. So I didn't lose anything.
I didn't realise you sold it.
Yeah, it was on a podcast. It was like.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it on a podcast?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It definitely was. I'll find the episode and I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, because they discontinued it, so we were like, well, there's no point. Like, we like playing it, but it's literally like they're literally ending support for it. So I was like, okay, well, if I can get what I paid for it, I'll get rid of it. So we did. And Chloe said to me, I was like, I might buy the 3S because I want to, like, me and my mum might play it. I was like, well, you can come on the podcast then, because I'm going to get the flack for this if you end up buying a Quest headset. I was like, it can be your account. Like I said, I ain't getting involved.
Hey, if she buys it like now, she get Batman.
Exactly, that's what I said. I was like, Pengi will tell you. I was literally, because obviously my girlfriend messages Chris quite a lot about random shit like this, and I'm like, oh, if you want to talk Quest, I know a man. Chris Pengelly is your man. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Craig.
Mine's still here collecting dust.
Well, you had the realization you can connect it to your new laptop now, can't you? So you've had the realization that you can play Half-Life Alyx.
Oh god!
That's when Peggy
that is the spoiler alert for the. Is it the award that we normally do? Worst purchase. That is a joint award this year, boys. All right.
Oh, not this again. This is where me and Pengy turn, and it's like, Craig, it's Craig's portal. It's
100-hour portal.
Yeah, it's because it took you away from Xbox. Your true love. God. Anyway, Craigo, what have you bought and played?
So not a lot, weirdly. I did have my 4 days off over Christmas, but I was quite busy on those 4 days. We didn't really play that many games. I did on Christmas Day, though. I did on Christmas Day play the Christmas level of Astrobot, which they did, which is very fun. And it's quite nice when you go back, because they keep adding this, and it's quite nice when you go back and you're like, oh, you forget how good this game is, right? And you're like, oh, this game's great, isn't it? Game's great. And because it's like so simple. And like you basically just got your jump button, right? That's all you really need. So it's not like when you go back to a game, you're like, wait, what are all these systems again? And how many menus have I got to get through to change this? And what's the bumper button doing? Like, nah, you don't have any of that crap, do you? You just pick up the game, pick up your controller. Oh, I'm jumping. I'm happy. So yeah, I played that. It's very good. I did get all the achievements for it as well. So I'm back up to date on achievements on Astrobot, and looking forward to whatever else they add to that game, because it's great shit, right? And then the only other thing I've played is just more indie. I'm by the sound of it, pretty much where Penguins is now, I think. Obviously, like I've done more. Like I've done pretty much all the side quests that I've encountered so far, and it's great shit, and it's fantastic. They've Machine Games have they've nailed it. They've done a great job, and yeah, it's what I'm off for a week now, so I'm gonna play first, get that finished, because I'm very much enjoying what they've done there. So yeah, and I think that's literally it. I don't think I've been any metaphor. I've been quite busy, so.
Nice. Well, I
But
look
yeah,
forward
there is a week off now, so this could be a lot being played suddenly.
Yeah, I look forward to the It's my favourite part of every year is the weeks when me and Chris haven't played a lot, and then it's an hour of Craig talking about the 12 games he's finished because he's had. What you've done is you've camped yourself out in your room, you've gone to Aldi, you're not moving from that. There's a McDonald's order in there somewhere, like, you know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah, proper degenerate shit. This time of the year, you're using your holiday up, and it's -5 outside. You know.
Oh yeah, I must admit, like Chloe's gone to football training tonight, and I was like, oh, fuck that. I thought we've just spent a week in -4. So you enjoy that. I'm going to sit and talk to the boys. Well, let's move on to the last segment of the show. I'm going to have to do some magic here, boys. So just bear with me. There we go. So, the Save Slot 3 Fantasy Draft. So, Craig, talk us through the year just gone. Who was the winner, who was the loser, and who was the one in the middle?
So the start of Mr. Chris Pengelly. Chris scored a total of 164 points from his 20 games that he picked. It was a weird year for Pengy, I think. Maybe overcomplicated it a little bit, right, Pengy? I think you say. Some strange picks in there. Mars After Midnight being one, maybe.
Yeah, like if that gets reviewed. No one's reviewing Playdate games.
No. I think the one I maybe point out from Pengy is the worst counter picks as well. I think he lost the most points comfortably from counter picks.
Yeah, my -7 wasn't too bad for Monkey Ball because
you should have. As we get to mine, you should have counter picked Earthblade, Pengy. You talked about it and you bottled it.
Yeah, I did bottle it, didn't I? And then I went for my Space Marine 2 was. But I wasn't that far off. I was like, I could see that getting a 77 or something, and it got 881. So it's not a huge difference. So I wasn't far off my thinking, but yeah.
Anything that you're proud of that you plucked out, Pengy, that you know.
Well, Final Fantasy, my highest was a given, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Lorelei and the Laser Eyes get me 88. Get me 18 points on the 88. You know, good old Annapurna indie title is gonna get your points, isn't it? I think that's pretty much a standout one. I'm really surprised Tekken 8's got a 90, to be honest. Like, I played that. I even got the platinum. I don't think it's a 90 plus rated game from what I played that. That's a little bit surprising.
Yeah, I was surprised when you took that early, but then it was like, we've got a 90, so like, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, sort of thing. Set of Play I feel was a little bit underrated with his 82. But yeah, that's my list.
Yeah, then in the middle we had Mr. Dave, 188. I think it's every game come out here, Dave. It's got to be a first that we've had, right?
Right.
Someone who's had all their video games come out. Normally, someone has a few that either don't come out or don't get reviewed or something weird like that, right?
Yeah, I don't fuck around, do I? I don't play any of this indie rubbish. But yeah, I think I had a good year. I think, to be honest with you, I was caught out by safe bets, not being safe bets. So stuff like Life is Strange.
Yeah, like Life is Strange, a 71.
Yeah, I think my counter picks were fine. Yeah, I had one of those solid years. I didn't have a Craig Warren year like you've had so far, but it was all right. I don't mind.
The good thing is, Dave, you believed in infinite wealth, and it got you 20 points. So
yeah,
that's the main thing, right?
If there's a man that loves Sega more than I do, it might just be you. You just need to play a Sonic game, and then you're in. You're into the club. You have saved Sega, unlike a certain someone we know.
Hey, I bought the soda.
But did you play any of them, Chris?
No, I bought
There we go.
Unicorn Overlord. That's 4.
Yeah, just looking at the Sega games you've taken. So, Unicorn Overlord got Pengy 18 points. That's huge, right? Infinite Wealth got you 20. I guess. Super Monkey Banana Rumble's a Sega game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you a solid 7.
They had it really. I know. With spoiler
Persona
alert,
3 got me 18.
like spoiler alert for the Game Awards next week. Like Sega had a good year.
Yeah.
Like Sega had a really good. The only thing that was a black spot for Sega at all was that Football Manager didn't come out.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you go like Sonic Generation's good, Metaphor, Infinite Wealth, Persona 3 Reload, Super Monkey Ball Rumble, SMT5 Vengeance, Unicorn Overlord. Like pretty good year to be a Sega fan, if I'm honest with you. Because again, this is a tangent. I've long held that I'd love to do, and it's nothing. We definitely couldn't do it because of the type of people we are. But I'd love to do a challenge where you only played one publisher's games for like 6 months or a year or something. And I've always thought like I think Sega would be my option if you took away the first party games, like if you took away Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox. I'm like, is it the best single developer? The only other one I think gets close is Capcom,
Yeah.
but up to Japan, right, Pengi?
It's good Square.
It's not though, is it?
Penguins did that involuntarily, didn't he? For
Yeah, because
ages
it's Square's funny because the level of quality differs so massively
yeah.
that it's like for every Final Fantasy VII Rebirth you get 14 fucking what was the farming game you played, Craigo? Harvestella?
Never played it.
Never played it, right? You know what I mean? Like it's just, yeah.
Yeah, your
Anyway.
Babylon's Falls is,
Yeah,
don't you?
you
Yeah.
get
What was it? What was the foam stars?
Yeah.
That's it.
And even the games that you think should be good, like you think like Rebirth didn't sell that well. 16 was the worst thing I've ever put into a PlayStation 5.
It's really news for Infinite. Like Rebirth has done okay. Blah blah blah. Do you know how many copies they allegedly want to sell Square of their big titles?
I don't know, 2 million?
20 million plus. I'm like, what planet is Square living on? Like, Capcom sells like 4 million Resident Evil 4s and they go, that's amazing. And Square wants to sell 20 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did
I
how much did Final Fantasy sell? Did they not announced?
They didn't really announce numbers, but it's like there's never going to sell 20 million if it's on, even if it's on even if it was on a toaster, it's not going to sell 20 million copies. No. I don't really get what planet Square live it on.
No, and I think that's why again, like, I don't know. I think it's why that company desperately needs something new, doesn't it? Desperately needs a new IP to come out and save them a little bit because it's much more difficult to fall back on JRPGs than it is action games, which is like Capcom's bread and butter, right? Like, it's easy to turn Resident Evil 2 from a PS1 game to a PS5 game, whatever, and it be modernized. Whereas if you've got Final Fantasy 7 and you're trying to make Final Fantasy 7 modern, you've got to cut it into games. Like, you're gonna have to make sacrifices. It's like, yes,
a lot of work and
costs a lot of money, right? Whereas like, you know, like Parasite Eve wasn't that good anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a big seller. So you can't turn around and be like, oh yeah, well, our great hope is Urge's, the fighting game, Pengi. You know what I mean? Like, it's so good. But anyway,
they just don't look at Capcom or something and go, that's what we need to do.
Well, it's when Konami started doing it now as well, and they're starting to take over, and you're like, oh no, Konami could be bigger than Square soon. To Chris's absolute hatred. Craig obviously won. We don't need to rain on his parade anymore. He knows he's great. Well done, Craigo. You're the best.
Craig's a two-time winner.
It's a two-time.
That's 2 times.
It's 2 times. But will he win it 3 times? So let's start.
How many times have you won it, Dave?
I'm on 1, and I believe you're on 1, or have you not won any?
I've won 1. According to this, it only goes back to 2022.
Yeah, because there was an option before where it wasn't like add a year. So that if you go onto like I've got on my end, there's Pod of War and Save Slot 3. So I can
there's a year it's different.
Yeah, because it just was weird. But so let's start the draft. So the drafting order is obviously Pengi because he was the biggest loser, me in the middle, and then Craig as the winner. Which it works out better for Craig to start because he gets the snake.
I don't know if it does. It's weird. Yeah, it's not too bad for the first two, but then it's ages we get more picks. It's kind of brutal.
Because I think how many picks are we looking at first, Craig? Just to make sure the rules are correct. Do you remember what people want?
What's that, sorry?
There's 10 picks we do first, then 1 counter.
Yeah, and then 10 bids. I think we do.
Yeah, again,
I think it looks right to me.
Yeah, this should be the same as last year. Right.
Yeah.
Let's begin. So we'll begin with Pengi. Once you start drafting, you can no longer add and remove players. Yep, we've got 3 players. We've got our names. You can read them on the screen. Pengel's core is drafting first. So Craig has now changed his name to Luna will never be as good as Stadia.
Yeah, dude, I'm still in the trenches.
Luna's a funny one, man, because it has a really good games library. They keep advertising it, but I've never met anyone other than me and Pengi that's played it. But
Is
it's
it as
everywhere.
good as the Stadia, though, Dave?
It isn't. That's what's wild. Stadia worked. It was just they couldn't market their way out of a bag. Right, Pengi has picked Monster Hunter Wilds, Craigo. We go to me.
It hasn't loaded for me. I might have to refresh every time then.
Yeah, because usually I end up having to do it for you, don't I?
Yeah.
Right, unfortunately I have to do the thing, and I wouldn't normally do the thing because I think it might get delayed. But if you don't do the thing and you miss out on the points, you ain't winning, are you, Craigo? So I'm taking GTA. Right, Craig, can you see yours, or would you like me to draft it for you?
I can see. I'll probably get you to do it.
Okay.
But I can have a look.
Okay, draft.
Yours updated. I was really hoping you'd do something silly, Dave, and not draft GTA.
No, I mean, to be candid with you, it was that or Like a Dragon for guaranteed points.
Right.
Don't forget, you get 2 choices now, so...
I do. Right, Dave. I'm going to talk you through some save slot free fantasy critic lore right now.
Okay.
So a few years ago, there was this geezer called Joseph Ferres, right?
Yeah.
He made a game called It Takes Two. I don't know if you heard about that, Dave. Sold, was it 20 million copies?
You did well. Really well.
I believe it reviewed it was 89 or 90.
Mm-hmm.
Someone believed in that game, Dave. And that someone was me. And someone counterpicked that game. Right, Pengles?
He's hiding from me now.
Yeah. So Pengles didn't believe in Joseph Ferres back then, but I did, Dave. And I think I still believe in Joseph Ferres. I want Split Fiction first.
Huge.
Yeah. I think that's big points. I think It Takes Two, I think, was like 89, 90. I think this could be even more, boys. And it's got a date.
Nice. I think you're right. I think this will get loads of points and be a very good game. But do you think the whole this It Takes Two being have reviewers and that thing and being the story of the divorce and stuff like that, where this is just 2 characters in different universe. It hasn't got the story.
I don't know. I think they probably will have some sort of story in there. I just think they're brilliant, aren't they? I think, yeah.
Craig, you have another one.
So yeah, if you want to counterpick that, Pengy, that'd be great. Okay.
No, because it's out on the 6th of March. I don't know why I counterpicked it. In fact, did I think it was getting delayed?
No, I just don't think you believed. Because to be fair, I don't think I didn't believe it was going to be as good as it was. In fairness, so
no.
I think I took it quite late as well. I don't think anyone took it, and I was like, maybe I'll take It Takes Two. It might be good, right? And it was very good, obviously. Right. Okay. That's all I really had planned, to be honest with you, Dave.
That's what you got. You got to wing it.
Exactly. I'm looking at Elden Ring Night Rain, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's pretty much just an expansion of Elden Ring, right?
Safe points, isn't it? It's one of those.
Yeah. Do I think it's going to do 90 whatever the fuck Elden Ring got? Maybe not, but I think it's not going to do below 85, is it? Yeah, I'll have Elden Ring Night Rain, though.
Fair enough. Right, as we're back to me, I am going to take Doom: The Dark Ages.
No! I was counting on no one taking that.
Nope, that's again. I like the safe bets, Craig. That's why my points always come out.
Yeah.
And I,
Taking like a
yeah,
dragon, pilot
it was one of the two. I was like, oh, which the reviewer's gonna like. It's been a while since Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal did really well as well. I was hoping you both can forget
I
about
got
that.
draft the second. I got to play that and draft another one.
Snakes.
Yeah. Go on, Peggy.
What do other people? What do a certain system? Not Xbox players like Halos and stuff. What do PC players like?
Farming Simulator.
Touching children.
They also like Civilization, so I'm taking Civilization 7.
Yeah, a really clever pick.
Oh, doesn't it have a date as well?
The problem with Civ though, Pengy, is
it's also on console
it's
now.
launching on console, so when that version's terrible, like City Skylines 2.
I don't think that even came out on console yet, has it?
No, I think it was bad on PC, but like you get what I'm saying. Right.
Fine.
Right. So I'm looking at Ghost of Yotai. I'm looking at.
No one's taken Hollow Knight yet, Dave.
No, that's yours. I can't take that away from you. I'm looking at Pokemon Legends. Oh, what else we got in here? Mafia: The Old Country. God, it's gonna be a good year, boys. Look at all this stuff.
It is.
Now.
It's a great year.
This year, you could even take some Falcom games because they're releasing day in day.
I'm going to take Ghost of Yotai because that's going to come out and do well in it. Right, Craig, you're 2.
Oh, I'm really annoyed that you took Doom, Dave. I was really counting on both of you fucking that.
Why would I like I said to you, the fact that I haven't played it is hilarious because I recommend that game to so many people.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you'll love it. And they're like,
I knew Pengy
like,
wouldn't take it, and I was like, oh, will Dave believe in Doom? Ah, right, okay. Wow. Where do we go from?
Where do we go now? Sorry. There's some obvious stuff, but it is starting to get like if there's a delay on any of this shit because of certain other games that have already come out already.
Do I go a bit silly?
Yes.
I don't think picking Silk Song for the 7th year in a row.
Right.
It's got to come out eventually, ain't it, Pengy?
Mm-hmm.
Dave. This fucking Switch 2 thing's got to come out this year, right?
Yeah.
And there's got to be a game when it comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like all of us probably are thinking it's going to be the same game that comes out.
There's what?
Is unannounced Mario Kart on here? They normally have.
Yes, it is.
It's a high factor of 43. That's amazing. Ooh, I don't know if it's mainline 3D is even higher.
Well, it's been since the Switch's launch, since Mario Odyssey. So you're gambling on 11 years since the last Mario Kart, or 8 years since the last 3D Mario?
I'm going to take Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
I'll leave 3D Mario for one of you two.
Also, the thing is, if the Switch 2, let's say, comes out in April, you're still going to have something come out in November for it. Like the Switch 1 launch,
had Zelda and Mario, didn't it? And then Splatoon and ARMS.
Yeah, you had Mario at Zelda at launch in March, and then you had Mario Odyssey like November, October, and then you had your ARMS and stuff mixed in. So
next game for you, Craigo.
If I didn't take that, would either of you have taken that?
No.
Yes.
Really?
No.
Okay. I'm glad I've taken it away from someone.
I would have waited. I try and do this so that I guaranteed the game's coming out. Like I'm not happy that I've had to take GTA 6 because I think it could get pushed. But I'll wait until like the announcement because we'll have like 5 or 6 slots left. When they announce 4 games coming this year, I'll take them then. You know what I mean?
Nintendo's the big one for that this year because they have like 2 games announced. As soon as they actually do announce the Switch 2, and we know what's coming.
Yeah, it's a very big year for Nintendo. Like, I know that I'm the only one that likes Nintendo at the moment, but if you take that aside, it's a very, very big year for Nintendo. And I think Xbox as well. They've got a lot of games. It's kind of PlayStation as well. That's a bit of an unknown, but I think we know because of Concord that nothing's coming. You know, it's a GTA year to be a PS5 owner, I think.
Right. I'm gonna go Nintendo again. I'll take Metroid Prime for Beyond.
Beyond.
Beyond. I think it's a 2026 game.
Yeah, they did say it was that when they re-announced it, didn't they?
Yeah, if it's a Switch game though, that's my only worry. This is my game. And my reasoning why I haven't taken Pokemon Legends yet is if Legends and Metro Prime are also Switch games, if they're Switch games before the Switch 2 comes out, they'll get reviewed on Switch and they'll run terribly. And they'll be 70s and maybe low 80s. Whereas if the Switch 2 is out, when Metro Prime 4 comes out, that's the version that'll get reviewed, and it will get reviewed really highly because it'll be the best ever game that they've played on that. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm yeah. What have we got on here then? Where's my safe options?
Sega don't have much this year. Like I feel they did put a lot of games out last year, especially Atlas. I'm like,
Yeah, because that was my tactic last year, was to try and get as many as the big 4 Sega games as I could. I think I managed 2. So
Right, I'm gonna take Trails in the Sky first chapter
I did hint at it.
because I think that game's gonna do really fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
Pengy, back to you, boy.
Too.
Death Stranding 2. Again, I think it'll review well. Death Stranding 1, when it came to Xbox, had very high reviews. And I think that type of game is more sort of accepted and known now than when Death Stranding 1 came out. So I think that's actually quite a savvy pick.
I know when the PC version came out and stuff, and then obviously we had the like pandemic and stuff, and then got like I don't know if the PC version came out around about like same time and that, and it got like re-evaluated and reviewed quite well, so I can see. And plus, it's Kojima. Like they're not giving him a low score, are they?
no, we live in more of a Jeff Keighley world as well now, don't we?
Yeah. And then I'm going to take. I gotta do it. Someone's got to do it, haven't they? Someone's got to B&Q it and do it. Where is it? I'm taking Silk Song.
Yes, Pengy, I love you.
Huge from Pengy.
It's just got to come out as some.
Got 41% counter pick percentage. That's amazing.
God. Alright, let's have a look. Virtua Fighter 6. There's no way that's coming this year, is it?
See, I think that will.
It's been my game of the year.
Yeah, I'm just really hoping it's got single player content.
There's some wild ones. You know, when you start scrolling down to the unannounced, the people have got like Pokemon Black and White remake and Ocarina of Time remake, Call of Duty 2025. Again, you can't do it because although Call of Duty was good this year, doesn't mean it's going to be good next year. Here we are. Right, Crago. Starting to get to the gamble stages now. Persona 6 is very high. Surely not. I'm gonna go Sega. And I'm gonna go 2 Point Museum.
think they review very well the 2-point games.
They have.
No,
they've
Hospital
they've
got
started,
me quite a few points a few years ago.
yeah, and they've dropped the price of them. So,
Mm.
because I think, like you said, Hospital did pretty well, and then Campus they made, I think it was 35 when it came out. I think, and I believe Museum is 25 to pre-order right now.
Barge in.
Yeah, so I think that's a good choice. And I've got to take a Sega game. Craigo.
Right.
The Switch version's got 87 on Metacritic of Campus.
Yeah. I have it on Mac.
Mm.
I've run a clear enough. Both games actually, I think I have on Mac.
Right. Davey. I would like. I don't know if I'm taking this too early. I'm going to take Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Okay, it's bold.
Well, that game looked really good.
And of course, your next game, Craigo.
And then to go again. Because it's previewed so well and it has a date, I'll take Avowed.
Huge. Nice. And I'm going to take Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Because Silent Hill did better than expected. The previews have been pretty good for it. And it was allegedly one of the best games of all time before, so why would it be worse now, Pingy? Sounding a bit like a robot on my end, Pingy. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I was about to message you, Dave. I can't really hear Penny very well.
His new laptop isn't helping him at all. Luckily, Pengy just has to pick it. So we're okay. So we're gonna... What do you reckon Pengy's going for, Krieger?
I can imagine. I could see a Pokemon pick coming from Pengy. He tends to believe in Pokemon.
Yeah, won't be playing it this time, though. Obviously, because
No,
he's
supposedly not.
dissolved his Switch.
Yeah, he's liquidized it. I've got to say, looking at everyone's list so far, Dave, I do like Penguins just more than anyone else's.
I think it's a good year for everyone.
Yeah. I do feel like Penguins. I feel like I've maybe gone too bold too soon, but we'll see.
I've messaged him. He's taking the Outer Worlds 2.
No, okay, that's sensible.
What next for the big dog? Wonder Stop. What the fuck is Wonder Stop?
Oh, I don't know, but it's got a very high published percentage.
Screams counterpick to me.
Oh, I don't know. It's only a 7%. I don't know what it is.
Right, so that's up for me. I mean, Claire Obscura Expedition 33. Oh, he's back.
There you go.
He's back.
Yeah. So I don't know where.
The good old Wellington hamster died again.
Yeah, I don't know. It came up with a notification, and then you both lost a thing. So I don't really know what happened there. And I unplugged it because I think I might have actually sat on the thing. But anyway, I drafted Outworlds 2 because they said that was coming this year, and I think it will come this year from the trailer. And Wonder Stop, which is from the guy that directed Stanley Parable, and it's out in March. And I only really remembered it because it's like one of them. It was the most drafted game or something this week, and I was like, oh yeah, that game's coming soon. I think it's just got dated. That's why.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Attilia. Yumiya. Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good show.
I totally forgot that was coming out.
I think it always takes Attilia.
They always review well. The other one looks really ropey though, so
yeah, this one's coming to everything, so I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Craigo.
Right. What did that fucking Pokemon Legends game actually score? I know it was way higher than it should have got. Let's have a look.
Whoa.
Well, it was our game of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's
No,
Tribal
that
Strategy.
was the other one. That was Game of the Year, Scarlet.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Pokemon's a funny one though because like I know Craig likes to clown, but like Pokemon
Oh,
Legends.
not clowning. It's an 84. It should not be an 84.
That's behave.
There's
Definitely
no way
an
that
84. Definitely an 84. You take your Nintendo hate.
It runs at about 8 frames per
Yeah,
second. It
but
looks awful. There's no story.
You sounded like a.
There's no
There
voice
is a
acting.
story. You cheeky
It's
sod.
not.
You sound like a PC player right now, Craig. Oh, frame rates. It runs at frame rates.
That's
God,
it, frames are
RTX.
abysmal.
But yeah, other than the performance, I loved Legends.
Other than everything, yeah.
No, the gameplay was great. No, you're a hater. I'm not going to stand for it this year. I'm not standing for it this year.
It is one of the best Pokemon games
Yeah,
in recent times.
Craig wants to hate though. Craig hates nice things. He's become everything he hates.
Yeah.
It's not a good game, is it? There's nothing wrong with going. I enjoyed it. I'm going, yeah, but it's not a great video game.
I'm not even memeing. I loved Pokemon Legend Arceus when I played this year. Like it's one of my favorite games of all time. Like I think I put it in my top 25.
I'm gonna take Pokemon because if that got an 84, then God.
Yeah, like I said, if it's a Switch 2 game, it'll do really well. Because the big issue was the performance, right? Let's just take everything else aside. The big issue was the performance. If that game ran at a solid 30 or 60, it's a 90 rated game on Nintendo. It just is. So
I don't get how it could be more than the 7, honestly. But yeah, I have Pokemon, thanks, Dave.
Okay.
And then it's me again, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So, what? Where is it? Where's mixtape? Why can't I not see mixtape?
It's probably down somewhere low because it's gonna be terrible. But you should take it.
I don't think it will be terrible.
7.2 hype. Less than Sniper Elite Resistance, apparently. Do you want mixtape, Rigo?
I'm just seeing what their first game got. I know it didn't get as much as it should have got.
What was that first game?
The art for this game.
Oh, the easy achievement game.
Yeah, I got an 80. It should be more than that. Yeah, I'll take mixtape.
Okay. Is that Pengul's coming in and out? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's happened.
Right, my game.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I'm just looking for safe games. I'm not looking for anything that's gonna get rid of anything. There's nothing obvious here because there's a few things I'm looking at like date everything and that's either going to be good or not. And I'm looking at Professor Layton. So if that comes out, it'll be good points. But if it doesn't, you're stood there with your dick in your hand. Gears of War E-Day, but is it going to come this year, Craigo?
I don't know.
Probably not. Moonlighted 1 was good. I reviewed that. Fantasy Life. Mainline. There's no way there's going to be another Animal Crossing this year. People are wild if they think that's going to happen. Gothic 1. Here we are. Right. Do I break my own rule? Do I break my own rule? No, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Kingdom Come Deliverance. Boom. Pengy. Does he still sound terrible to you, Craigo?
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Yeah. So Pengy, just do your picking, and we'll see it go
We'll
in.
commentate for you. Yeah.
I can't take it. Damn it.
What are you trying to take?
Slay the Spire 2, but it's early access.
It is early access.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh. We're allowed free to play.
I don't know. It didn't come up as an option. So I
See
guess
if
if
it
it's
allow
I guess if it's a new game, then yeah, I guess it is. Because if the Wandering Wothers game's already come out, isn't it?
We can't have free to play. So
Okay, good.
what was it called? I think
Reanimal. What on earth is that, Dave?
Sounds like another counter pick opportunity, Craig.
Yeah, this one's got. I'm looking for a YouTube trailer right now.
It's always a risk when Pengels goes full indie because it'll either really pay off for him or it really won't.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, is it a PlayStation thing? Is that what it is? THQ Nordic. It is. Oh, from the makers. Oh, it's the Little Nightmares people. This was there. Remember they showed the two games. They looked exactly the same. It was Little Nightmares and not Little Nightmares. It's that one.
I've took Fable.
Oh, brave. I think that's really brave.
Yeah. Mm.
Alright, let's have a look. Da-da-da. Right, I'm going to take Rift of the Necrodancer.
Oh, that could be.
Last
The
game
Penguins
was
had
good.
that last year.
It's got a date. It's coming out very soon, I believe.
It's coming out soon. I think it might just be Switch only as well.
Perfect.
And PC.
Right, so these are my last two now, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Seeing as Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake got me a lot of points last year.
Damn it. I thought no one would think about it.
No, you know what? I didn't. I've completely forgot about it until after I'd said mixtape, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
fuck! Please don't say either of them realize that it's there."
No,
yeah, I'll have a Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
Okay. So there's a reason I didn't take it.
It might not come out.
No, I think it's starting to hit fatigue with the 2D HD stuff, and this is two whole games that aren't as good as the third.
That's why they put them as one.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, I think the ceiling is much lower on those remakes, personally.
Right.
Your last game, Mr. Craig.
It is. I really don't like the fact I've not got a lot of stuff with date.
See, again, this is what I tend to go for the dated games.
Yeah, I don't know. The problem is,
I think you got two games with dates, Craig, which is Split Fiction and Avowed.
Yeah, I did this last year though. I had like no dates or anything, and then obviously, when it does all come out, it then does tend to get you big points. Let me have a little look at the weeds there a minute. Have a look at what's. Oh, I forgot. No one's taking rematch, boys. Good.
If I had a day, I would
It's-
take it.
I don't think you could take it. It'd be free to play, and I couldn't take.
It says on here because they haven't announced it's free to play.
It says it's available.
Ah,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to take 2K XO.
Or 2XK, and this also had early
Yeah.
access, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, that's
I,
it,
I thought that.
Unless
Yeah.
it's beta, because that's. I mean, if it
No, I
wasn't
think
for
it's beta.
if it wasn't for early access, I'd take Towerborn because I think that game's gonna be great.
Yes, there is. There's like no fighting games. There's always a fighting game.
There is a
isn't
fighting
there?
game on here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna do well.
Oh, wasn't it Fatal Fury?
Yeah, I don't think it looks very good. The fact that they're putting Ronaldo in it doesn't really fill me with that much confidence.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so we need the last game from me, don't we?
We do.
God, we got to do a count. I don't know what I'm going to counter pick even yet at this point. Oh, Tales of the Shire is there, Dave, if you want it. Just
No,
want
I'm
that.
good, buddy. I'm good.
I thought Baby Steps 2 hasn't come out. There's some good stuff here, but it all just needs dates, doesn't it? That's the problem. No Kami sequel, there's no chance of that. I'm just going to take South of Midnight, please, Dave.
Okay, someone's finally done it. That's Craig done. Right, so let's have a look. How safe do we want to be, Pengate? Right, I think I am just going to take a game with a rough window or a date because I think that's the safest. I think I'm going to take Mafia: The Old Country. It's summer, yeah. Right, Pengy, pick your last game.
Do I get one or two? We got one or
One.
two.
Be draft game number 10.
Yeah. I know quite a few people are excited for it. It's an MMO going single player, which might help. It might not help. Thing, but I'm taking Crimson Desert.
Okay. Okay, right, Pengy, you get to pick the first counter pick. I believe we do one each now.
Yeah, Craig
Yeah.
picks first counter pick.
Oh, sorry, it's because yeah.
Yeah.
Right then, Craig. Okay.
Right, this is really hard this year. I was really hoping, Dave, that you were going to fuck up and take Gears of War, and then that was an easy one.
No, Craig.
Really,
Absolutely not.
Really hoping that you would do that.
I go for games that are ready with the 10 that we can't fuck around with.
God, it would be the ultimate hill turn to counter pick Silk Song now, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Counter pick GTA 6, I dare you.
Fuck that.
It's like the most counter pick game or something.
Yeah, because people think it's getting delayed.
Yeah.
So they lock people else in.
I don't think I've got the balls for Silk Song. I don't think my balls are quite that big.
I think there's a few obvious picks for counter picks, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I don't really know what Crimson Desert is, to be honest with you. Is that gonna review? What was the MMO called, thingy?
It's online.
Dave, sorry, I can't.
I didn't hear him. Did you say Black Desert?
Yeah, Black Desert Online.
So it's the
Ah,
Korean one with
there
really
you
good graphics, but it's like monetized to shit.
Black Desert, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 75 on Metacritic.
Yeah, plus that would have been when the game first came out, wasn't it? Like in March 2016. Now that game might be completely different.
Black Desert Online on Open Create, there's a 71. Yeah, I'll take Crimson Desert though.
Crimson Desert. There we go. Right. Well, my obvious picks were mixtape. People gotta get bored of these shitty games you just hold right. Or one.
Wait.
The
This
trailer
was free.
for this.
Yeah.
I remember this being shown, and you'd be like, "Oh, this looked really good."
I liked it. I liked the guitar one for the trophies and achievements, don't you?
But this isn't 2D or anything. This is a proper.
It's not a video game, is it? It's not a video game. Craig's got the audacity to tell me that Pokemon doesn't have gameplay.
This is just because I'm upset about Pokemon. This is why I don't talk about Nintendo. If you say anything objective, you're the bad guy.
It's not objective.
So you're going to take
subjective with
take mixtape then?
No, I'm going to take one of your indie games. Because I fear the sickos will give mixtape a good review. I'll be honest with you, I was really looking. Pengels is like tempting us all with stuff like Fable and Hollow Knight. I'm like, oh, those games are going to get pushed.
Fable. I was very tempted with Fable.
I would love to have the balls to do Mario Kart, but the second that game gets announced, I'm fucked because that's a guaranteed 9 out of 10, right? So it's like, I think it's gonna. I don't know what Wonder Stop or Reanimal are.
Reanimal is Little Nightmares. It's basically Little Nightmares.
What's Wonder Stop?
I don't know. The Stanley Parable. Keep on it.
Okay,
so it's a cozy game by the main guy that is Stanley.
Although that didn't go well for. Was it Open Roads? Was the
Yeah, but Steve Gaynor left, didn't he? So
development. To people who are going to suck it off, or it's going to be terrible.
What's that? Wonder Stop?
Yeah. Will Silk Song come out, Gregor?
Oh, I would please, Dave. Please, I would. There's respect there if you can't pick Silk Song. So how many years have we done this?
It's
the 5th year.
Yeah, it's the 5th year.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's been taken every year. It's not come out though. Every year.
Oh, I'm going to do something really unpopular. Some might say foolish. There you go, Pengy. Your turn. I've taken South of Midnight. I'm betting heavily on the Xbox tax that it's not going to get more than an 8. I just don't know enough about those two indie games on Pengels' list that if I get it wrong, it goes badly wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think Wonder Stop does badly looking unless I think people are going to...
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, it's going to be... It was Mixtape or South of Midnight. But the type of people you get to review Mixtape are going to be the ones that like the weird, crappy indie games, whereas South of Midnight is going to get reviewed and torn apart by PlayStation reviewers, isn't it? When it doesn't come to PlayStation straight away. Tough. It's tough because I think all 30 games is a pretty good list for the year, to be honest with you, all jokes aside. Right, Pengy. Good old Pengy. Pengy was in the internet.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it again, right? I'm looking at this list, and it is hard for me. I think I had the most countable picky game, so I'm really surprised.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't picking any of those. Kingdom Come was the one that I was looking at. Like, what did the people really like the first one?
Yeah,
I don't think.
First one's the first one got very popular.
Yeah,
it sold really well, didn't it?
Yeah, so there's two games sticking out. It's Dragon Quest 1 plus 2 HD 2D remake, because, like you said, fatigue maybe is the problem there. The other one is a Dave's game.
You don't want Mario Kart, Pengy?
No.
And it's fiction.
it's out pretty soon, but I know stuff happened behind the scenes in the studio, and that's why the game got delayed and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take Rift of the Necrodancer.
Oh. But again, it's a tough one because I don't think any of the games. I would be surprised if any of these 30 games get reviewed for less than 77. So you're just hoping on a bet and a dream, aren't you? Really?
Mm.
Like you're almost hoping that something's broken. Like I'm hoping that South of Midnight runs at 6 frames a second and crashes at launch, so I can get my points. But so let's go through this. So Pengi's gone for Monster Hunter Wilds, Like a Dragon Pirate
Points.
using a Hawaii.
Points.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Death
Points.
Stranding 2 on the Beach, Hollow Knight Silk Song,
Has to come out.
The Outer Worlds 2, Wonder Stop, Reanimal, Fable, Crimson Desert, and he has counterpicked Rift of the Necrodancer. I've gone for Grand Theft Auto 6, Doom the Dark Ages, Ghost of Yotai, Trials in the Sky First Chapter, 2 Point Museum, Metal Gear Solid Delta and Snake Eater, Atelier Yumiya, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Rift of the Necrodancer, Map of the Old Country, and I have gone and counterpicked South of Midnight. Mr. Warren has Split Fiction, Elden Ring Night Rain, Mario Kart unannounced next mainline console game, Metro Prime 4 Beyond, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Avowed, Pokemon Legends ZA, Mixtape, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, and South of Midnight, and he has counterpicked Crimson Desert. So there we go, boys. Another year. The predicted points winner at the moment is Craig. So we'll believe that when we see it, when we Pengy.
It's very tight, though,
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be really close. I think, like I said earlier, I think when you factor in that we're probably going to get, I reckon in the first 3 months, probably 3 or 4 shows with new games. Then I think it'll be the mad scramble like it was last year. Like we all scrambled to get Astro Bot. I think it'll be a similar case when Nintendo turn around and put out Mario and Zelda and whatever else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or when Sega goes, oh, here's Persona 6. Like, you know what I mean? I think we're all going to be scrambling for, RGG have got 2 announced games. I think Virtua Fighter will probably come this year. But there we go. So thank you for watching this episode. I think Chris has just died in a corner somewhere with his bad internet.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of all the things we've talked about in the show in this. We will be back next week for the coveted Save Slot 3 Game of the Year Awards 2024. Craig will be suiting up. It could be his birthday suit, but it will be a suit nonetheless. And we will see you next time.
Bye.